Tonight we're taking a deeper look into how mental health and the law enforcement system played a role in Isaiah Tramel's death. Now we've shown you the videos of the 2023 incident inside the Montgomery County Jail that led to his death, and we've heard from his family about the compassionate person he was.
Jenny Bork has been following this story for us all week. She joins us now live in studio tonight. So Jenny, what have you actually learned about mental health's role?
Yeah, Elise and Adam, I spoke to an expert today, so I learned quite a bit. I also spoke to former friends and co-workers of Isaiah today. They tell me Isaiah's autism contributed to his emotionally distressed state that we all saw in that video. But a local expert who trains Greene County peace officers has experience in Ohio's correctional facilities. She says law enforcement needs to have different and better training.
The training needs to be more about mental health, escalated behaviors, and how to properly de-escalate.
Isaiah Tramel's tragic death following a 2023 incident in the Montgomery County Jail is fueling the conversation about mental health and law enforcement. His father saying on Thursday he wants to make sure this doesn't happen to anyone else. Autism is something many people don't fully understand. Dayton Autism Society's vice president explains why.
The manifestation of it is so unique in each individual that you can't really pinpoint what it's going to look like in everybody.
I spoke to coworkers of Isaiah who tell me they considered him high functioning. He was able to hold a job, live on his own, and communicate what he needed. One of his managers says he'd always tell people he had autism when he introduced himself because he wanted people to know and understand him.
He always wanted people, with his situation to be, positive contributors to society, and he wanted them to be looked at as that rather than like a burden, because I think for a lot of his life he felt like a burden.
But no matter where people are on the spectrum, there are common triggers. Dotterman says noise, smell of food, the way clothing feels on the person, the environment of the room, and lighting are some of them. Isaiah's coworker says Isaiah experienced one of these triggers in a big way.
The touchiness, like if you're walking by him and even just a slight touch on his shoulder, he would freak out.
Dotterman explains how these triggers can become problematic.
When we talk about the extreme escalation of things, it's a lot of times it's when that overstimulation occurs and they don't know how to stop it.
A Montgomery County representative tells me $20 million was invested this year to add an additional 100 medical, mental health, and detox beds for inmates. I'm also told the county would like to build a new jail, but that would cost around $200 million. So for now, they'll keep allocating funds to enhance the current facility. If you'd like to hear more about what his coworkers said about Isaiah as a person, you can go to Dayton247now.com. Back to you.
Jenny, thank you. The wife of one of the 4 victims killed in April's deadly crash in the Dayton International Airport has filed a wrongful death lawsuit. Court documents show Mary Turnbull is suing the driver accused of causing the accident that killed her husband, Richard, for $10 million. Back in April, Ohio State Highway Patrol troopers say 26-year-old Clayton Hughes rear-ended the car on I-70, drove away, and a few minutes later hit a van at the intersection of Terminal Road and Boeing Drive. Troopers say impairment may be a factor in both crashes.
A woman is recovering tonight in the hospital after being hit by a golf cart. It happened around 3 o'clock this afternoon at the campground outside of Eldora Speedway. Deputies say a driverless golf cart took off. The owner tried to grab it and was dragged. The cart then hit a woman sitting in a lawn chair. She was taken to the hospital. Right now, we're working to learn just how badly she was hurt and what caused that golf cart to take off.
Live look at the roads now from our ODOT cameras after multiple crashes caused traffic backups this afternoon. One of them was a 3-vehicle crash that caused a backup on I-75 North near South Dixie around 3:30. Now, all lanes were shut down as a result of that crash, but all have since reopened tonight. We're still working to learn if anyone was hurt.
Another 3-vehicle crash along I-675 North near Springboro Pike caused lanes to shut down. Now, the scene here playing out behind me of that crash, you can actually see traffic was completely stopped, but both of those lanes are back open tonight. We're finding out or working to find out if anyone was hurt. Of course, when we do, we'll update you on air and online at Dayton247now.com.
There was a lady that drove on the other side of the road.
Okay.
She looks like she was passed out and went over to the curb.
Now, that was newly released 911 call that you just heard related to what investigators are calling a murder-suicide. It happened back on Monday. The caller says a vehicle was driving the wrong way on I-70 near the Indiana state line before crashing into a ditch. When deputies got there, they found 2 people dead inside the vehicle with apparent gunshot wounds. Now, 31-year-old Alicia Roundtree and 31-year-old Robert Wilson were identified as the two people in the car. The Preble County Sheriff's Office now investigating.
Summer often means less time in school and more time with friends and family. But for more than 22 million kids in the U.S., the season means wondering where their next meal is coming from. That's according to Feeding America, which says summertime is the hungriest time for many Americans. Gwyneth Falloon is live tonight after speaking with a local food pantry in Bellbrook. So Gwen, what exactly are they expecting this summer?
Elise, I sat down with those here at the Bellbrook Sugar Creek Community Support Center, which offers a choice food pantry to people in Greene County. Now, they tell me they currently serve more than 200 people, but they're expecting that need to increase as we head further into summer.
Poverty doesn't take a break in the summertime, and neither does food insecurity.
Katie Lee with the Bellbrook Sugar Creek Community Support Center, gearing up for a busy summer.
A large percentage of who we help are children, and now they're feeling the need even more because it's summertime and kids are home and don't get the school meals that they're used to.
That's in addition to already high inflation prices and salaries not reflecting that cost of living. It's now impacting even the most well-perceived communities.
Bellbrook doesn't seem to be as a low-income place, but it was definitely a little bit shocking to see all these people come through.
Rising junior Layla Hanks has been helping out at the center for nearly a year, joining her mom and giving back to the hundreds of neighbors in need.
They're the kindest people ever. It's a very vulnerable thing to go up and ask for help. It's hard for everyone.
The center, though, having some of those same feelings as they turn to the community for help, because while the demand remains high, their shelves sit nearly empty.
We're looking for food items like kid-friendly food, like SpaghettiOs, ravioli, kid snacks, those things that kids could even prepare for themselves as mom and dad's at work.
Those at the center are saying any donation is valuable in helping them put food on the table for so many without.
It touched my heart so much, and just knowing that we're making so many people's days and making them feel just so loved is life-changing.
Now, if you would like to help out, physical donations are not the only way to do so. Your time is just as valuable. If you'd like to learn more about how you can give back, head to our website, Dayton247now.com. Back to you.
And again, here's how you can help fight food insecurity here in our area. Dayton 24/7 Now, we have partnered with Feeding America for Sinclair Care's Summer Hunger Relief. Scan the QR code to help provide meals for children and families this summer here in the Miami Valley.
Well, guess what, Tim?
We made it.
We made it. Well, we did. You didn't. You got to work tomorrow. But we made it. It is fun. Sorry.
That was so rude.
You still have to work tomorrow
Yeah.
and Sunday and Monday and Tuesday. Yeah.
So I guess congratulations to us normal people.
Yeah, congratulations that you get your weekend tomorrow. Go back to your desk. All right, taking a look at our daily almanac for today. Temperatures started off this morning right around 59, so you see not too much of a difference from where we should be. 61 our normal low, but 81 our normal high, so again, not too far off with our high today. 79 degrees, even with all that sunshine and low humidity. It was an absolutely stupendous day. Not quite the record of 95 set back in the 30s, 1930s that is, obviously. Weak wind gusts today, though, because it was a little bit breezy at times. It wasn't really too bad, but we did record a 31-mile-per-hour wind gust in Dayton, 30 in Miamisburg, down towards Lebanon. Wilmington also clocking a 31-mile-per-hour wind gust today.
Dayton Children's Hospital recently welcoming some new staff members to its halls, but these guys walking on 4 legs. Eli Burgett shows us what's happening.
Well, Dayton Children's recently partnered with the nonprofit organization 4 Paws for Ability to bring 3 new service dogs to assist patients with disabilities. Placing over 120 service dogs annually, 4 Paws is committed to lifting the spirits of those in medical need.
Primarily, they're best friends. Yeah. So a lot of the people that come here for a service dog have trouble kind of making those social connections that a lot of people kind of take for granted. So they offer a nice social bridge.
Primarily focused on children with disabilities, 4 Paws for Ability has been utilizing both staff members and volunteers to bring smiles to the faces of patients since 1998. When patients struggle with socializing or even small physical tasks, these so-called canine co-pilots step in to provide support. If you'd like to volunteer and help make a difference in a patient's life, you can visit 4pawsforability.org/volunteer to find out how you can get involved. Back to you.
Well, 5 local students recognized tonight by Congressman Mike Turner for receiving an appointment to the United States Military Service Academies. For students to be considered for a military academy appointment, they have to be recommended by someone in Congress. In addition to the nominations, students must also qualify academically and pass an evaluation. The students say they're looking forward to serving our country.
One big motivator for me was my dad was in the military, so that was a huge motivator. And then also just I love being able to serve our country, and seeing people do that has been really motivating for me.
Then I saw my brother, and he is at West Point right now, and it really inspired me to try and keep pushing through the application process.
I love the people who serve. They have a passion for what they do for defending the country, and just the kind of traits, character qualities they display. I wanted to hold myself to that high standard.
In a statement, Congressman Turner says, in part, quote, "Nothing is more honorable and noble than those who will step forward to serve our country."
Well, crowds gathering at the park in Austin Landing tonight to listen to a Bon Jovi cover band. They also came for more than just music. It was all for a good cause. Skylar Cookin Memorial Fund. Back in 2012, Skylar and 2 of her friends were killed in a car crash. Her mom established the fund to keep her memory alive. All proceeds from tonight's beer garden raffle will award college scholarships to graduating seniors from Skylar's school, Bellbrook High School.
You may soon be able to buy recreational cannabis months sooner than previously thought. We're going to have a look at some of the questions that still remain tonight.
And coming up, we're going to take a look at what you can expect as we head into your weekend. Here's a look at your Eco Plumber Skycam. You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Today, medical marijuana companies in Ohio are applying for licenses to sell recreationally, but there's a lot of questions about when you'll be able to head to the store and actually buy it. Christian Hauser has some of those answers.
The one question that everyone who plans to legally use recreational marijuana is still yet to be answered by the state. I've reached out several times to the Division of Cannabis Control about timelines and when the first sale could happen, but a spokesperson says they just don't know. At the latest, it will be September 7th, but I think we could see dispensaries opening up for legal weed within just a few weeks, maybe even sooner.
Right now, the applications are only open to one of the existing 126 medical marijuana dispensaries in the state. Like I said, those licenses must be issued by September 7th as long as all requirements are met. Those include adequate security, an inspection by the state, and having a sales system which separates medical and recreational purchases. Story Cannabis CEO Jason Vedati says they already sent in their application.
I commend the program for moving this up, so it's a nice surprise it's happening earlier and faster.
I'm told the state will review applications in the order they're received. However, the state says dispensaries, which have everything ready, can expect a much quicker turnaround.
Our read is somewhere between like the 21st and 26th of June is that our expectation is that we're going to be selling rec.
Once the dispensary gets its license approved, they can start selling immediately.
All right, let's give you a live look from our Eco Plumber Skycam on this kind of crazy Friday. Tim's feeling a little silly over there. You were dancing before we came back. You were just getting some energy out.
I was. I'm really glad the camera did not cut to me. All right, satellite and radar is showing some nice conditions here. This cloud's moving out of here. High pressure built off to our south end. System producing some thunderstorms and rain out towards the central plains, but that thing is going to fall apart. On Futurecast here, you can kind of see that heading towards us. Moving to the south a little bit, but dissipating. Increasing clouds is going to be the main thing on Saturday. We can start off with mostly sunny to partly cloudy in the early morning hours, but as we go through the day, heavy cloud cover moves in. Now, there is a chance, around a 10 to 20% chance for a scattered shower or two. So most of us look to stay dry, but it can't be ruled out, but it should not ruin any plans for the day at all. And as we head to the overnight hours, that front will move through the area. The tail end of it could bring us a couple of showers in the overnight hours, right around 2 to 4 a.m., but by 8 a.m. on Sunday morning, mostly sunny skies have returned to the area. It's going to be a really nice day. Low temperatures again, low dew points again, and those winds out of the northwest. So we could see some fair weather clouds, kind of like what we saw today across the region. And as we head in toward your Monday morning, things start off nice, maybe some clouds pushing through briefly before clearing out as we head into the afternoon. Here's your Patio Covers Ohio weekend forecast. Again, Saturday, increasing clouds throughout the day, but temperatures both days hanging out in the upper 70s, close to 80 degrees.
The prosecution in Hunter Biden's federal gun trial has now rested. They called Hunter's ex-wife and former girlfriend to testify about his habitual drug use, as well as having his sister-in-law testify about the unloaded gun being thrown into a garbage can, which police later found. Now, Hunter Biden has pleaded not guilty. His lawyer is still deciding whether or not to call him to testify in his own defense. That case continues next week.
Tonight, President Biden is now reaffirming the U.S. will continue to support Ukraine's fight against Russia. Biden met with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky earlier today and apologized for the delay in aid from the U.S.
You haven't bowed down. You haven't yielded at all. You continue to fight in a way that is just remarkable. Just remarkable. And we're not going to walk away from you.
Now, yesterday, Biden announced an additional $225 million in military aid to Ukraine.
Yemen's Houthi rebels have now detained 11 Yemeni employees of the United Nations and former employees of the U.S. Embassy there. Others working for aid groups have also likely been taken. Now, this comes as the Iran-backed group faces more financial pressure and continued airstrikes from a U.S.-led coalition. The group's still targeting shipping routes throughout the Red Sea over Israel's war in Gaza.
Now, the Great Council State Park opened to the public today. The important history behind Ohio's 76th state park after the break.
You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
Lawyers at Elk & Elk. Call 1-800-ELK-OHIO.
Ohio's 76th State Park now officially open to the public, and it's right here in the Miami Valley. Governor Mike DeWine, First Lady Fran cutting the ribbon at the new Great Council State Park in Xenia. Dignitaries from both Ohio and Oklahoma there, where the Shawnee tribe lives today, helping Ohioans learn the history of the land's first settlers.
So really early on in the process, when we were just starting to figure things out, we contacted all the tribes, which takes a while, right? They're in Oklahoma. And so that was a process. And they've been absolutely delightful, regular meetings, weighing in on all sorts of things. If we couldn't tell the story, including their perspective and their point of view, and feel like it was a really authentic story, it's not worth telling.
That new park features a 12,000 square foot interpretive center for adults and kids, a native plant prairie, and a walking trail.
For the second time, an all-star high school football game featuring graduated seniors from the Miami Valley. I'll have a look at an entertaining game in Centerville. You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.